So as I'm going up to the boss here, let me also just rant a little now at the beginning of the video where I just say, yeah, Bunny is way better. I'm going to post another video of this same dungeon on my Bunny where I was clearly carrying. It was a Sharon and an Ultimate Freyna, although the one in that video I could tell was not a finished build, but the one right before, there's Ultimate Freynas in the public matchmaking all the time. There's ones that clearly were doing the speed build, AoE maxed out, that were holding their own with my Bunny. Like, some of them were able to keep up with me a little. And remember, if you see my Bunny build, it doesn't have electric condense, so it's not maxed for damage either. And it uses HP collector with max HP, so it's also not maxed out at staying infinite speed of light running. And even in 400% dungeons, I still will sometimes run out if I'm not careful. But for the most part, I still can keep it up with 400% dungeons, and I still stay ahead of everybody on Bunny, even without, like, a maxed out skill cost reduction Bunny. But it's not just staying ahead, it's just, Bunny is just meant for dungeons. Sorry, Ultimate Freyna fans out there, although she's still the most OP overall Descendant in the game, probably, because she's way better than Bunny against Colossus fights. Like, she's good at everything. But Bunny, I think, everyone still has to agree, Bunny is the clear best Descendant in the entire game, still, when it comes to mission and dungeon farmings. There's just... And I was seeing Izumo fanboys in here, and I was like, this Gley build I'm on right now, for some of the Izumo people, was actually staying ahead and doing more damage than they were. It was hilarious. But the Ultimate Freynas were actually dropping constantly in the boss fight. That's because Bunny's AoE destroys material stuff too, whereas the Toxic of Freyna can't. So Bunny also destroys the Toxic that kills all the teammates during the boss fights too. So it's still super easy on Bunny. When I did the final boss, it was just a total cinch.
I keep kicking at the curb with my worn out shoes, and I keep running into strangers that say I know you. And I don't wanna be a proud man, just wanna be a man. A little less like my father and more like my dad. I wanna hunt like David. I wanna kill me a giant man. I wanna slay my demons, but I got lots of them. I got lots of them. Try to keep my conscience clean. I try to keep myself out of your bad dreams. I try to wash my hands for you every night. Lest you find my strangling fingers wrapped around tight. I wanna hunt like David. I
real quick, the last finishing touches on this build will be more elemental resist on my components with HP recovery modifier on my sensor, and then Executor shotgun. Alright, is this the most practical Gley build? Of course not. Obviously, if you want to actually do a boss killer Gley build, infinite ammo one's not the one to go, even with Executor. But speaking of, I do plan to get, I don't have it yet, but I will get the Executor shotgun for this build, which will be awesome because I don't really have to change much, and I kind of just will be able to switch between my missile launcher and my shotgun for infinite ammo on each. Shotgun would be the best, like, raw damage. Although Enduring Legacy, you see me use here, I'm still going to keep it as my third weapon for those situations where it's like, I don't know, there's some situations of the 400% super hard dungeon sometimes where it's like, yeah, I'm just taking too much damage to keep Frenzy and to keep using my infinite ammo that takes health away too. So I took off Frenzy, and then I actually used the buff, the alternative to infinite ammo, which basically gives you a bunch more movement speed like Bunny, and also lets you heal off orbs more. Both the life orbs, I think, which also drop more when you do it, and then the health orbs too, which is it basically gives you a lot more sustain, not to mention taking off the damage mitigation punishment on Frenzy. So with all my buffs then on this Gley build, it's actually, I mean, she's without Frenzy on and using HP sucking abilities, she's tankier than my Ajax, like, farming build. Of course, she's not tankier than my main tank Ajax, but my Voidwalker Ajax, which is still built with, like, 28k HP, she's tankier than him, I'd say. Doesn't have barrier still, but I like the good alternative. I actually did public teams, and I was, like, the only one surviving at the end, with, like, ultimate Freynas, too. They were all, like, clearing faster than me, but they kept dying. I ran this in public teams, and a lot of times, all three of my teammates would die at the end. I have to get them up. So, yeah, I really like... This build's just mostly for fun. They made the rocket launcher a little bit better with the charge amplification, and I basically just, you see here, switch between different elemental damage on it. But, yeah, the final touch is I need to get more resistance on my components. You saw I was using frost immunity on one of my mods. That was just because there's so many frost dudes in that thing. To solo it, you need frost one. That's kind of like my throwaway Descendant module on her that I can switch to what I need. Either elemental, maybe defense too.